The greatest lie Satan ever told me is you're a product of rape. All my life I've been told the same story. My mom holding my head in her hand and telling me your dad never wanted you and he tried to kill you while you were in my stomach. My mom created this horrible thing, a way to discipline me, but she would have me lay on the bed and she would beat me with a 2x4. In junior high, I started raging on myself because I hated myself so much. All throughout high school, I partied, so the drinking, the drugs, everything, it just all came clashing together. And I no longer had to think of myself as that product of rape. I never had to think about the abuse I went through. Just pop pills or smoke weed to go to sleep at night, and then I do it over and over again. I started dating somebody that I knew, and the first time that he hit me, I made excuse. I'd find him just socking me in the face or jumping on top of me or choking me out or smothering me with a pillow. It was my life for 4.5 years. One time he told me, I can kill you and bury you in the desert and no one would care because they never come looking for you. And he was right. It was so bad. And then on top of what he was doing, again, that broken record was playing in my head. I'm a product of rape. My dad tried to kill me. That same story just kept going. And I left him a lot. But I always went back because I had no one else. And I remember we had just got a double-barrel shotgun. And I remember just climbing over the bed, grabbing the weapon and sitting at the edge of the bed. And I thought, why not now? I have nothing and I have nobody. Why not? So I dropped my hands on my knees and I cried out to the Lord and I asked him for forgiveness because I was done. I was so done. I said, God, if it's your will, let me into heaven. If not, let me stay here and I'll do your work. I mean, I had no idea what that meant. It's what the Lord had put on my heart. And I took the weapon, I took the safety out, and I put the weapon in my mouth and I pulled the trigger. And when I woke up from a coma, there was a nurse that was sitting there, and she started explaining to me like all the medical terminology of all that I had lost in my face. And in that moment, the Spirit of the Lord came upon me. He says, your face is gonna be the door that I use to bring people to me. And you know, I've had to hold on to that promise because I didn't wake up from a coma this completely changed person. You know, I'm still a product of rape. My dad still didn't want me. I was still horribly abused as a child, horribly bullied. I was still the same person. And then to add on top of everything, now I'm completely disfigured. The Lord knew what I needed to hear in that moment. And the very first promise he gave me was Jeremiah 29:11. And in context, the children of Israel were still in bondage. Their bondage had just begun. And yet God's already promising them a glorious future. And in that moment I knew, okay, God, this is the beginning of that journey. And I'm going to do what your word says and nothing else. In that moment I knew this is it. And God has been faithful to walk with me down this road, and it's not been easy and it really has not been pretty, but he's brought me through so much healing. For every story I was told, for every awful, horrible, vile, disgusting thing that was done to me, God has given me a word. He has given me a promise. He has given me victory over every pain. And I know that I have people that say, God delivered me from this. But I have a God who's faithful to me, and he has not delivered me from anything. He has walked with me through that valley to the victory. You know, I took my life that day. I should not have survived. I took my life. And the life that I live now is for the glory of God. And that's why my Instagram page is called Face for Glory. My life, my face is to bring him glory. I knew you before I laid the foundations of the world, and I called you by name. I am his.